Welcome viewers to round 8 of the EKS, which is taking place here today at the iconic Buckmore Park Kart Circuit, located in Chatham, Kent. This is a legendary circuit, but way back when in 1963, and it was twice extended in the 1990s, as you can see on screen now, to its full 1,000 metre length eventually in 1998. You join us in this video for the second split 2 race of the day, and starting on pole position for this race is Jack Metcalfe, who has swapped splits with the split 2 race 1 winner Daniel Archibald, and he's got Kieran Hyde-Moody starting alongside him on row 1 of the grid. Harry Power and Archie Pratley are starting together on row 2 of the grid. Those two are both junior drivers, and Archie actually got tangled up in an instant on lap 1 of race 1. He's hoping to show his true pace in this race as he starts up on row 2, with Chris O'Connell and Barney Williams being two heavyweight drivers who are starting together on row 3. Andy Lacer is teammates with Chris O'Connell. He's starting on row 4 alongside Adam Barras, and then you've got Chrissy Harding starting alongside Stuart Whiten on row 5, then Charlie Jackson and Raj Kula starting together on the 6th row of the grid. Adam Thompson is starting in P13 alongside his teammate Hugh Moreton, with Henry Walter and Ethan Vincent making up row 8. We've then got Yachi Lowe starting in 17th position alongside Mark O'Grady. Miles Harding and Shankar Shan are starting together on the 10th row of the grid, with then Liam Healy and Aidan Weller being two people who race together at Team Sport Crawley. They're starting together on the 11th row of the grid, and Troy Fraser McGonigal is starting in P23 alongside Harvey Newton, who got disqualified from the first race for being underweight. As a result, he has no lap times from race 1, and he's starting in 24th position.
So we're ready to get underway for split 2 race 2 here in the EKS round 8 at Buckmore Park, and Jack Metcalfe, Kieran Hyde-Moody on at the front row of the grid. It's lights out and away we go, and a good start for Kieran on that outside line as he tries to cover off Jack Metcalfe into the first corner. Does exactly that, squeezes through into the lead of the race. Archie Pratley trying to slot into 3rd position, but actually Harry Power is able to squeeze his way through. Harry now down the inside, challenging for 2nd position, does that. Archie Pratley looking to make up a spot as well through the first hairpin, but can't quite do so, with 3 wide running further back as Chrissy Harding is edged out by Andy Lacer and the driver of kart number 16, which at the moment looks like that is actually going to be Barney Williams, who manages to get himself ahead of Andy Lacer. Adam Barras just on the back at the moment of Chris O'Connell, as Kieran Hyde-Moody still continues to lead this race, but for how long? Because Harry Power starts to pressure him. You can see just at the top of Archie Pratley's onboard as that battle for the lead of the race. Jack Metcalfe slotting into 3rd. Harry Power really on a charge at this point in the race. On board with Harry Power then, as he's got Kieran Hyde-Moody in his sights, goes to the outside line into Conways, has a little bit of a look there, will try and cross the line to cross, does exactly that, uses a bit of track limits on the inside line, gets the brakes applied and gets ahead of Kieran Hyde-Moody into the 2nd hairpin and into the lead of the race. So what a start for Harry Power.
Yeah, great start there by Harry Power. Started 4th on the grid. He's now up into the lead of the race ahead of Kieran Hyde-Moody. Remember, Harry Power is racing in the junior class today, whereas Kieran Hyde-Moody is racing in the senior class, which is a slightly heavier class. So Harry does have a slight straight line speed advantage here, but that was a good move by him. Good start. You can see all the karts there on the previous lap as they funnel their way through Gardo. Got a full grid of 24 karts in this race, and this race has been a very good one so far.
Has been a fantastic race in the first lap and a half. We're coming to the end of the 2nd lap though, and it was just 900ths of a second between our top 2 on at the previous lap. Harry Power now of course in the lead of the race by 1/10 of a second as they cross the line into the first corner. He's going to be under pressure, I'm sure, from Kieran Hyde-Moody very briefly, but in the background we've got more battling going on. Raj Kula and Ethan Vincent are battling it out for one of the more minor positions towards the kind of lower midfield. That's for about 12th position. Still some championship points. Chrissy Harding has just made an overtake, so Chrissy's up a spot. Adam Thompson watching Ethan Vincent on that outside line. Raj Kula tries to go down to the inside line of Adam Thompson, but can't quite find a way through. Adam gets himself ahead of Ethan Vincent as well. So this train of about 6 karts or so, all for 11th position. 10th is Chrissy Harding at the moment. She's trying to set her sights on Charlie Jackson, who's just ahead of her now at the end of this 3rd lap. But we're keeping an eye, as I said, on this battle for the lead still, where Kieran Hyde-Moody is once again just behind Harry Power.
Yeah, it's a great battle, isn't it, for 8th place. We've got the battle at the front of the field as well, so it's Harry Power going defensive against Kieran Hyde-Moody into turn 1. Meanwhile, just behind you've got Jack Metcalfe going defensive against Archie Pratley ahead now, down into hairpin 1, who is going to come out on top of this. Archie Pratley trying to get the cutback on Jack Metcalfe, but as they get the run out of hairpin 1, now going to hairpin 2. Can he try and get the cut again? No, there's a car on his inside actually. That's Adam Barris. He's just come out of nowhere and he's now at the inside of Archie Pratley to go side by side through the S. It's the battle for 4th position. Who's going to come out on top here? Archie Pratley is the lighter driver racing in the junior class and needs to use his lighter weight to get the straight line speed advantage on Adam Barris there, and he's back in to P4. As you can see now further down the order, it is Chrissy Harding currently running up in P9. It's a great drive from her today. She finished 5th in race 1 as well. She is behind her friend Charlie Jackson. Meanwhile, just behind you got Raj Kula. She can see Adam Thompson. He just looked up the inside of Ethan Mitsudozy there, but now it's Raj Kula up the inside of Adam Thompson as they go side by side. Now going through Cartshop corner up Herbert's right still side by side. Now heading in to Cafe Curve. This side that is Raj Kula who's come out on top, and she is now up into P11.
So 16 minutes to go in this race, and it's been pretty intense. Archie Pratley sets his sights on Jack Metcalfe just ahead. This is not for an overall position. He goes around the outside line. Bit of a bump from Adam Barris as well. All of these guys receiving contact warnings throughout the course of this race. It has been, albeit not so far, but it looks like it's starting to be a bit of an elbows out affair for everyone. Archie Pratley, though, manages to edge out Adam Barris for the time being and keeps his sights set on Jack Metcalfe, who actually has dropped down from the first split heading into this race. Adam looks to the inside line into Garda, but can't quite find a way through. Archie then trying to experiment with the lines to find a way past at this point in the race. He's got the run, and into Conway's is going to start to attack him. Jack just about able to get that straight line speed, however has to defend into the first corner. Archie Pratley looks to the outside line, will try that switchback move once again, set himself up for the first hairpin. To the outside line he goes, but Jack Metcalfe is calm and smooth. Chrissy Harding, meanwhile, is still trying to attack Charlie Jackson. This is into the first hairpin. She's so close. Will look to the outside line into hairpin 2, but Charlie just about places the cart in a place that means he can't quite be overtaken by Chrissy Harding at this stage. Adam Barris, meanwhile, still attacking Archie Pratley. Another battle that's going on. It's Adam Thompson trying to get himself past Raj Kula.
Yeah, Raj Kula just got past Adam Thompson there, going through hairpin 1, so she is now up in 10th position as these two now go down through the bottom of the field. That's Adam Barris. He's just got through, and Archie Pratley there whilst we were looking elsewhere. He just went up the inside there into Garda, and Adam Barris, he is now up in 2-4 position ahead of Archie Pratley. That is 3rd within class. Remember, Adam Barris racing in the senior class. You can tell that by the numbers on that timing tower. The white numbers are the senior drivers, the orange numbers, they are the junior drivers. A good move that is by Adam Barris into P4.
14 minutes to go in the race. Chrissy Harding is taking a very low line to try and get past Charlie Jackson, but Charlie's able to hold on. Adam Barris now through on Archie Pratley, trying to attack Jack Metcalfe. Now in that number 9 cart as they make their way through the S's on, well, what is a point where we're getting toward that sort of second half of this race. Archie watching Adam Barris try and find a line. To the outside line he goes, still defending Jack Metcalfe, but the space opens up into Garda for Adam Barris to go down the inside. Does it? He is brave on the brakes and squeezes through on Jack Metcalfe. A finally made move by Adam Barris. Archie Pratley looking to help himself to the spoils of this battle as he goes to the outside line and squeezes his way through down at the start straight, but it's not done yet into Conway's. He'll have to be brave, and is Jack Metcalfe at 2 positions in 2 corners.
Oh, and he's got through there, hasn't he? Jack Metcalfe up the inside of Archie Pratley. They're going through top bend, and now Chris O'Connell's trying to get in on the act as well. He's at the back of this train of karts in this battle for 3rd position. So Jack Metcalfe, I think he just capitalise on Archie Pratley getting a bit of understeer there into someone. You can see his steering wheel was turned quite hard to the right and he was understeering wide. So yeah, Jack Metcalfe just managed just to sneak through there, and he's temporarily back up into P4. Meanwhile, behind Adam Thompson is still in this battle. It's actually Harvey Newton who's coming through the field at the moment. He's just got through on Adam Thompson. Harvey Newton started last in this race, down in 24th place due to coming in underweight in race 1, so he got disqualified. He's coming through the field now, and he's now looking at the inside of Chrissy Harding. That is going into Garden now, side by side with her as they head in to Cartshop corner. Harvey Newton on the outside. Harvey not able to make that one work. Could have probably sent it a little bit harder than into Garden to seal the move, but yeah, good drive this is by Harvey Newton, already up into 11th place.
12 minutes to go, and Adam Thompson suddenly has a driver just in front of him. He goes to the inside line and is able to squeeze through. So Adam Thompson's up 1 position now, sets his sights on cart number 12, which is Chrissy Harding at this point in the race, who herself is just stuck behind Raj Kular at this moment. Jack Metcalfe still has Archie Pratley just behind him. Archie hasn't really been able to find a way back through since he was overtaken a couple of laps ago, but into Garda this time. Maybe there's going to be a chance for a run out into Conway's. I think actually Jack Metcalfe just looking a little bit more confident of the two. Raj Kular and Charlie Jackson battling along as they make their way into the first corner. It's actually into the first corner, excuse me, is what I was looking at, because there's a battle for the lead of the race between Harry Power and between your second place runner, Kieran Hyde-Moody. They'll stay side by side into the hairpin, trying to get those lines across. Is Kieran Hyde-Moody. He's on the outside line into hairpin 2. Can he get himself to the lead of the race? He can't quite, but all of a sudden this leading battle is starting to become a major question in this race as Raj Kulak goes down the inside line of Charlie Jackson and now gets through.
Yeah, great move that is by Raj Kulak going into hairpin 2. She's now up in 2P8. So this is a great drive by her. She's carved her way through the field here. We've got some great footage as well of this train of karts from 8 downwards. All these drivers have onboard cameras, thankfully. As now Adam Thompson's looking up the inside of Chrissy Harding going into paddock. Not able to make that work though, and Harvey Newton's managed to capitalise that, and he's through Adam Thompson, and now he's at the inside of Chrissy Harding. Can he get 2 done in 2 corners? They know he can't. And in fact, actually, it's Chrissy Harding who's got through and Charlie Jackson here. So if you don't overtake, you get overtaken yourself. As Adam Thompson now side by side with Harvey Newton going through Cafe Curve up the city straight. Who's going to get the drag race to turn 1 here? I think it's going to be Harvey Newton, the slightly lighter junior driver. So he's now back into 11th position. He's now looking at the inside of Charlie Jackson. Mr. Dozie's coming into the action as well. So he's just come out of nowhere. He's temporarily at the inside. Has he got back past though? Adam Thompson, he has indeed, as Harvey Newton gets on the inside of Chrissy Harding, and Adam Thompson also goes to the inside of another driver. So it's hard to keep on top of this here. It was Charlie Jackson who Adam Thompson got the inside there. So yeah, a lot of overtaking going on in this battle for 8th position here. They're very much holding themselves up here and allowing the pack behind to catch up. That is why Mr. Dozie's managed to now getting on the action. But as we can see from the drone shot now, it is Harry Power ahead of Kieran Hyde-Moody. These two have been line astern throughout this race. Harry Power has had to go defensive a couple of times though, and I'm sure he'll have to do so again. If they defend too much from about it will allow the ensuing pack to catch up. So that will be the likes of Adam Barras, Jack Metcalfe and Archie Pratley, who are just behind at the moment.
10 minutes to go in the contest. We've still got only 3 tenths of a second between our race leaders. You can watch on the drone. They make their way out of hairpin 2, and still Harry Power just in the lead of the race. However, it's not for class position, of course. They're in different classes, Kieran Hyde-Moody being a senior driver, but they make their way down the hill through into the right-hander, and still Harry Power has to defend. Charlie Jackson looking at Ethan Vincent-Doty. Had a bit of an overlap for a second, as all of a sudden Adam Thompson is under a little bit of pressure from Ethan as well, as he tries to put pressure on Chrissy Harding just ahead of him as well, but it's so difficult at this point. It's a little bit of a chess battle we've got going on, because if you make a move and you're too aggressive, all of a sudden you get yourself overtaken as well. That's been the theme with 9 minutes to go in the race. Archie Pratley's on the outside of Jack Metcalfe. This time he swoops around the outside through Conways into the second corner, and now into hairpin 1. Jack Metcalfe just has that tighter run and is able to hold on. Adam Thompson looking for a similar move as he goes down the inside, almost into the wall on the right-hand side through Conways, now hitting the brakes for the first hairpin. He actually gets overtaken by Ethan Vincent-Doty.
That's a great move there by Ethan Vincent-Doty, a little bit aggressive, but if anything that was Adam Thompson shutting the door on Ethan when Ethan was alongside. Now Adam Thompson trying to get the cutback on Ethan coming out of Hairpin 2, not able to make it work though, so that is a great move there by Ethan Vincent-Doty, and he is now up into 11th position. Remember, Ethan Vincent-Doty, that's Charlie Jackson who's got through on Adam Thompson too whilst we weren't looking. Ethan Vincent-Doty is a junior driver like Harvey Newton, so he's one of our slightly lighter 70 kilo drivers, but he's now up into P11 as Adam Thompson tries to get that move straight back off of Charlie Jackson, but not able to get through there. Is now going to turn 1. Archie Pratley's looking at the inside of Jack Metcalfe as they go through Conways now into Henry's Bend. Can Archie Pratley steal the move? He can indeed. Now Jack Metcalfe trying to get straight back past him into hairpin 1, but Archie Pratley, he is through and he is up into P4.
The leaders still battling along as well. They were only 900ths of a second between them at the line, and they still try and battle. We can pick them up on the drone shot as they disappear behind the trees as they go down the hill. All of a sudden, Adam Barras is getting involved in this move as well. You can see on his camera just about the defensive move into Garda for Kieran Hyde-Moody, who's now in the lead of the race. There's the swap over, and there is Kieran Hyde-Moody confirmed into the lead of the race. Adam Barras catching up. He's getting involved in this fight as well. He's got Harry Power just in front of him. What can Adam do? Into Conways they go with 7 minutes to go in this race, and Adam stays behind Harry Power himself, sets himself up maybe for a move into hairpin 1. He's too far back, but Kieran Hyde-Moody for the time being is in the lead of the race.
Great move that was by Kieran Hyde-Moody going into Garda, and now Ethan Vincent-Doty's at the inside of Chrissy Harding going through top bend. So Ethan Vincent-Doty having a good drive here, coming through the field, started 16th on the grid, but he's now up in 2P10, I believe that is. A good move that it was by him on his mentor, Chrissy Harding, and Adam Thompson managed to slip through as well whilst that was going on. So Chrissy now, as we can see these two side by side from Chrissy's onboard, it is Adam Thompson side by side with Ethan Vincent-Doty, but Ethan Vincent-Doty holding on for the time being as Harry Power back at the lead of the race. He's gone into the back of Kieran Hyde-Moody going through Garda. harder. He just gave him a bit of a push there, a bit of a bump to give him a boost up the straight. And it's Kieran Hyde-Moody, like you say, who's managed to get through now into the lead of the race.
Charlie Jackson dives down the inside line, meanwhile off Chrissy Harding, can't quite find a way through. Adam Thompson still hounding Ethan Vincent-Dotsey as they make their way across at the start line with 6 minutes to go in the race. This is the battle for 10th position in the race, with Ethan in that 10th spot at the moment, side by side for the lead of the race as well, as Kieran Hyde-Moody gets that run on the outside line to stay ahead of Harry Power. All of a sudden Adam Barras can't really find a way through. He's stuck as Adam Thompson is on the outside line into the second hairpin. Ethan Vincent-Dotsey defends, but Adam gets the overlap, gets himself underneath, and now starts to challenge. He's got a tighter run through the S's. Adam Barras will go split screen here, goes down the inside line, but can't quite find a way through on Harry Power, and everyone somehow managed to stay line of stern. The problem for Harry Power is that Adam Barras, hounding him like he is stopping him being able to challenge for the lead of the race as effectively as he would have liked. Charlie Jackson now goes down the inside line of Chrissy Harding. He finds his way through as Chrissy has a driver on her outside as well. She's under even more pressure here. Is Chrissy Harding. I believe that is Adam Weller who's finally found himself in the battle, as Harry Power will go on board, goes to the outside line of Kieran Hyde-Moody, but isn't able to find a way through. Now goes underneath once again into the S's. This will be close between our two race leaders, and I think Harry Power has finally squeezed his way through. Has he? No. Kieran Hyde-Moody defends again.
That's great overtaking there by Harry Power. Great move at the inside, but not able to make it work. And Adam Barras is now trying to get in on the action himself. He's reeled these guys in. Well, he's 2 seconds behind a few laps ago, but he's managed to catch up courtesy of the battling, and it's now a three-way fight for the win. And in fact, if we cut back to Archie Pratley, you can see he is not far behind this too. So this is soon going to become a four-way battle if these guys continue battling. Meanwhile, Adam Thompson is still all over the back of Ethan Vincent-Dotsey in the battle for 10th position, and Aidan Weller, as you say, is now in on the action as well. He is joining this train of karts. In this battle for 10th place, Adam Thompson goes on the outside of Ethan Vincent-Dotsey there, but not able to make it work going through Shikatcha corner. Meanwhile, Harry Power, he is through and he's into the lead of the race, but now side by side with Kieran Hyde-Moody going into hairpin 2. Harry Power has the inside once more, a little bit of contact there on the apex of hairpin 2, and in fact that is Archie Pratley. He is now in the action as we predicted may happen. Adam Barras now side by side with Archie Pratley going for the S's. Meanwhile, Harry Power going defensive against Kieran Hyde-Moody just in front, now side by side between Archie and Adam going through. Pullman's coming into paddock. Is Adam going to be able to get this back? He is indeed. So Archie Pratley was briefly into P3 there, but Adam Barras managed to hold on to third place.
We've got 5 minutes to sort out this race as Archie Pratley tries to get back involved on the outside line. Adam furiously pointing forward. He knows that the chance to win this race, at least in his class, is disappearing from him as the junior Archie Pratley tries to get through once again, on board with Harry Power, who holds the race lead by 1/10 of a second. That is Archie's battle as he continues to try and hound Adam Barras here towards the end of this race. Adam's battling with Kieran for the senior class lead. Archie Pratley battling with Harry for the junior class lead. That is the equation at the moment, as all of a sudden we watch Adam Barras continue to try and get something of a move on Kieran Hyde-Moody, but has it in mind that Archie Pratley is so close to him. Meanwhile, on board with Chrissy Harding, they're still battling at the midfield. She looks at cart number 3, Charlie Jackson, just in front of her. Pointing forward is cart number 8, Adam Weller, who's trying to find his way through. Chrissy goes to the inside line, trying to just find a way down the inside line and gets through herself. However, I'm sure that battle has got a little bit more to give as our race leaders cross the line with 3 minutes to go in this race. It is still Harry Power ahead of Kieran Hyde-Moody. The senior class leading battle continues here with Adam Barras having to defend from Archie Pratley.
Yeah, this is a great battle for the lead in this race. Four-way fight for the victory as Archie Pratley goes to the outside of Adam Barras. Now, don't think he can make that work. No, he's not. Tries to get the cut back out of hairpin 2, but cannot get through. So you can see Kieran Hyde-Moody in front, right behind Harry Power for the lead of this race. Meanwhile, a little bit further down the order, Miles Harding now. He's on the outside of Andy Lacer as they battle for 20th position. Going through top bend. Couldn't make that one work. Can he get that cut back though? As they come out of Henry's Bend down to hairpin 1, Miles Harding going up the inside of Andy Lacer, and he is through into 19th place, whilst Hugh Morriton right in front. He goes in deep there into hairpin 1, and that has allowed Yachi Low through. Meanwhile, we've got Harvey Newton. He's all the way up in P8 at the moment. What a drive he is on here, having started 24th on the grid. He's now on the outside of Barney Williams as they head through Cafe Curve. What a move that is by Harvey Newton. Can he make that stick? I think he can. He is now through into P7 on the outside of Cafe Curve. You never see a move like that work. He's now got Chris O'Connor right in front of him. So these are two heavyweight drivers being overtaken here by Harvey Newton, who is a junior driver. And as I say that, Harvey Newton does go to the outside of Chris O'Connor, go through hairpin 2. Can he make this one stick as well? I think he can, you know. I can't see him reappearing on the inside yet. I think they're still side by side as they head through the S's, but that is a great move there by Harvey Newton as he's up into P6.
And of course, Harvey Newton started right at the back of the grid purely because he finished underweight in that first one. But that point doesn't really matter when you're almost 3 wide with Charlie Jackson, Chrissy Harding and Adam Thompson sorting themselves out. Adam slots in behind Chrissy. Meanwhile, the lead of the race continues to be contested as Harry Power in the lead of the race, having to defend from Kieran Hyde-Moody, who looks to the outside line. Adam Barras trying to get this senior class lead to hold it for the first time in the race. Looks to the inside line, can't find the overlap on Kieran Hyde-Moody as Archie Pratley's now suddenly alongside with Adam Barras. It shouldn't really be a move he's able to make unless he can get that switch back. He really stops the car, but can't quite get the exit to invite himself into this party. We've probably got 2 laps to go as we get to the line with 1.5 minutes in the race at this point, which means Kieran Hyde-Moody needs to get a move on if he's going to get that kart in between himself and his senior class rival Adam Barras. But here goes Adam down the inside line into Garden. This is for the lead of the race. Kieran Hyde-Moody just about cuts him off, and with 2 laps to go in the contest, it is absolutely wide open.
Yeah, what a battle this is. These top 3, they're all regulars or locals here at Buckmore. Archie Pratley, however, is not familiar with this circuit, so he's the least experienced driver around this track, but he's not letting that lack of experience show here today. What a drive he's on. He's actually just set the fastest lap on the race as well, of a 50.1. So Archie Pratley, he's flying in this race. He got put in the wall at the start of race 1. Unfortunately, had finished nowhere other than at the back of the field in that first race, but he certainly put that behind him today, and he's caught right up to this train of the cars. As Adam Barras can see, Kieran Hyde-Moody, he was temporarily up the inside of Harry Power then as they came out of hairpin 2, but he wasn't able to get through. So Harry Power holding on to the lead for the time being. Kieran Hyde-Moody holding on to the lead within the senior class ahead of Adam Barras, and it's Archie Pratley currently second within the junior class.
1 lap to go once they cross the line with 30 seconds on the clock. Kieran Hyde-Moody trying something on this final lap. He needs to get ahead of Harry Power to just give himself that breathing room as Adam Barras continues to pressure him. Archie Pratley, his chance of a junior class win really rides on a move being made ahead of him as he looks to go to the outside line of Adam Barras. Kieran Hyde-Moody continues to pressurise Harry Powers to the outside of hairpin 1. Look at the line taken by Harry Power as Hyde-Moody is alongside on the final lap of the race for the overall win into hairpin 2. Adam Barras sends it up the inside line of Kieran Hyde-Moody and now is briefly into the lead of the race. Can he get that run? He can, and gets himself ahead of Kieran Hyde-Moody. So the change for the lead here on the final lap of the race in the senior class. Now Adam Barras senses an overall victory just ahead of him as he makes a bit of a mistake into the right-hander. Now into Garda he goes. Kieran Hyde-Moody back looking for the lead of the race and gets it. They'll drag race up to the line with a checkered flag waiting for them at the end of this lap. Adam Barras gets his nose ahead for the time being. Archie Pratley getting involved in all those contacts as across the line goes Harry Power to win the race. Adam Barras in second position. Kieran Hyde-Moody sitting in third, and Archie Pratley ends up in fourth position. It was so close at the line.
Yeah, what about that was at the end of the race. Like you say, Archie Pratley ended up finishing fourth. Jack Metcalfe actually nearly got in on the action as well. He was just behind in P5, only 1.2 seconds off the win. He was right on the back bumper of Archie Pratley as they went across start-finish line. Meanwhile, further down the order, you can see Miles Harding heading up Herbert's Rise now just behind Stuart Whiting. He's had a good recovery drive in this race. Unfortunately, though, there has been a few incidents with Miles as he's come through the field, and he has picked up a couple of penalties. Unfortunately, that will relegate him to the back of the field, but he's done a good job here, and he's temporarily come up to 18th position.
It was all but straightforward for Harry Power, who takes victory for White Arai Warriors in Split 2 Race 2. Adam Barras finishes in second position by just 0.6 of a second, but wins the senior class at battle. Kieran Hyde-Moody in third. Archie Pratley and Jack Metcalfe are the rest of your top 5, with Chris O'Connell, Barney Williams and Harvey Newton all battling from 5th up until 8th. Raj Kular and Aidan Weller are the rest of the top 10, with Adam Thompson finishing just outside the top 10 for podium racing in 11th. Charlie Jackson and Chrissy Harding a little bit unlucky to be behind him in 12th and 13th. Ethan Vincent-Dotsey finishes in 14th, with Mark O'Grady making up the rest of your top 15. Henry Walter, Yat Chi Lo, Stuart Whiten, Andy Laister and Troy Fraser-McGonigal, your top 20. Liam Healy and Hugh Morriton both had slightly troubled races, unfortunately for them, in 21st and 22nd, with Miles Harding trying to recover throughout that one in 23rd and Chung-Hyu Chan on debut in 24th. And that was because Chung-Hyu got a 30-second take-out penalty. Other major penalties were a take-out for Miles Harding.
We're joined by Harry Power, our race winner from Split 2 race number 2. Harry, you drove an absolutely fantastic race.
Yeah, basically, since the start, I was white lining. Just wanted to just not get absolutely destroyed and just stay in first, and I basically white-lined the entire race.
And while you're also learning how to, whilst you were also really good at dealing with the pressure of the drivers behind, you're now learning how to deal with the pressure of the people down in the paddock. Your interview is just getting swamped by random people now.
Yeah. Just getting shouted at by Charlie Foster and Benjamin Howard.
Do not shout that guy out. He's gotten way too many.
If we're going to talk about shout-outs, I'd like to shout at my dad for taking me.
Fantastic. We like to hear it. Any other thoughts on that race, your battle in the final few laps?
I just want to say, good race to all the other drivers that are there. I mean, it was pretty much battling since turn 1 to the end, pretty much. It was an incredible race.
Well, Harry, absolutely fantastic job and congrats on the race win.
Thank you.
We're now joined by Kieran Hyde-Moody, who finished third in race number 2 for Split 2. Kieran, you are having an absolutely insane battle up at the front.
Yeah, it was mad. All the way around, I started off on pole, well, meant to be on pole, but I started on the left side of the grid, and then managed to get away in P1, but then I just lost the lead just after the straight. But then I think I managed to get back up to P1 again till I lost it again.
Right, Kieran, we're going to have to cut it short because the next race has started. Congrats.
Thank you.
Jack Metcalfe, you were having a really good run towards the end. You were catching up to those top 4. Was there a point where you thought maybe you can get them?
Yeah, there was actually. It was they started tying each other up towards the end, and I found a bit more speed through the bottom section, and I gained about 2 kart lengths on the very final lap on them, but I just lost it on the uphill run to the line and just lost out on trying to gain fourth place on them.
Well, fantastic job in the races today, Jack, and we hope to see you again at Warden, not at Warden Law, at Three Sisters.
Yeah, definitely will. Thank you very much.
Cheers.